This is Corinne Rungo, and I would like to introduce my guest today. This is Michelle Herm. She not only is a dear friend of mine, she's a coworker, but probably more important than anything else, she's the mother of one of my twinklers, and we'll be getting into that a little bit later. So Michelle, would you like to introduce yourself to our guests and our viewers and tell them a little bit about you?
Michelle Herm. I love to dance, and my daughter Hannah is a twinkler. I met Corinne a number of years ago in Bel Air and attended her Rungo Dance Fit, and due to working, I was unable to attend on a regular basis. Corinne opened her own studio here on Fort Harrison, where is now called Clearwater Dance Depot, and we've been here ever since. Corinne was in need of an organizational person, and I'm her gal.
So she is my gal. Can you get a little bit more specific about what you actually are? What I coined the phrase?
Oh, the spreadsheet queen, which is her phrase, not my phrase, but I do enjoy them. And when she said she needed someone, or we were discussing spreadsheets, I just raised my hand because that's a fun thing for me. That's one of my creative outlets, as sad as that might be. And at the same time, my daughter Hannah was finished her internships, and she was eligible to come to Twinklers on Wednesdays at 4 o'clock. And that group is a group of special needs individuals with different abilities that come to dance, and it truly is the happiest place on earth. So she gets to participate, and of all things, I'm married as well to Blair, and after 31 years, Blair and I are dancing together. I married him because he was a solid, great guy of character, and never dreamed that we'd be doing ballroom together. And here we are, and he actually loves it. And between Jay and Corinne, we are just, I don't know, living a dream for me, because I never anticipated this. And it's a great joy, and it affects our relationship as well. We have time actually together that is just he and I, and Hannah is doing her thing. So it's quality time together and to music, and then being with everyone at the studio. I get to work here, and it's a little challenging for me because there's so much going on and distractions that you don't always get your work done, but you sure have a good time.
Well, Michelle is used to a typical work environment, and she's not used to the environment where if things get a little tough, or the phone rings a little too much, or things go a little south, you can just twinkle your way onto the dance floor and have a dance break. Some people take coffee breaks, some people take smoke breaks, but at the Clearwater Dance Depot, we take dance breaks. Michelle, you certainly laid out a lot of information, and I'm going to get you to be a little more specific about some of the information that you said. I'm tickled to hear about you and Blair. I had told her that she and Blair would dance, and she would look at me like this, with the big question mark on her face. And one of the biggest pleasures of my career is to turn non-dancing men into dancing men, specifically husbands, because, and I'm going to take this opportunity to tell the husbands out there, and the person filming me right now, the lady wants to dance with you. She doesn't want to dance with Uncle George, or her brother, who's a really good dancer, or her cousin's nephew's friend who's used to be in the ballet. They don't want to. They will do that with a smile on their face, but they really want to embrace their man. And so if the Clearwater Dance Depot can take a little bit of an opportunity to get that to happen, it's a huge success. So congratulations, and I'm so happy to hear that it has enhanced your relationship.
We had a swoonable moment, actually.
Ooh.
So Blair didn't grow up dancing. I grew up with my mom leading and me leading. So I was instructed not to lead any longer. And just a few weeks ago, Blair truly led. And it just causes flutters. Oh, I got goosebumps. It is just a beautiful, swoonable moment and so empowering to Blair,
Yes.
who, as he gets his footing, it was really beautiful.
And might I mention that Blair reminds my brother and I of our father, who was an amazing guy, as kind, gentle, nice musician, dancer, which is rare. Sometimes you don't get a dancing musician, but in this case you do. And in Blair's case as well, he's also a musician that dances. So it's very, very inspirational for me to hear these kinds of stories. And it again leads us right back to why we're here and what we're doing and our big vision in the future. And that's where Michelle really comes in, because not only is her entire family here dancing, but as Hannah being one of the twinklers, we have touched her life and she has touched our lives. And it's actually Michelle's organizational skills and spreadsheet queen that gave me the impetus to go, because that is not my forte. I do my best work like this, you know. But if you sit me behind a desk and I have to stay there too long, I get a little And so it worked out well because that's what she really likes to do. So she has availed me the opportunity to become a little more organized, and I have availed her the opportunity to become a little more free and expressive. And she's also taken some of the other classes. Can you elaborate a little bit on what how you feel when you're able to let loose and be expressive?
Well, it's so freeing. In my whole life, I'm pretty A personality, but when I used to figure skate and dance, I had not a care in the world. And then you grow up and you have responsibilities, and anytime I'm on the dance floor, I'm just out of my head, which is not easy to do, but I'm not thinking and I'm enjoying. Now, I understand there's counting involved, but for me, listening to music and feeling it, that's where I'm at, and that's my happy place. Um, as an adult, I sought to do ballet. Lo and behold, we come across the best ballet teacher, Jocelyn. So I'm doing adult ballet. And at this stage, where I should have been equipping myself all along for balance and stability and strength, well, it's coming now, thankfully. But to strengthen core and balance, um, and to feel graceful and feel the music is wonderful. But then you have the flip side of Rungo Dance Fit, where it's Zumba with ballroom moves. So while you're listening to this great music and bringing it, you also are learning moves that you can implement into your, if as you pursue private lessons or group lessons in the formations. So you're learning all the time, kind of unbeknownst to you, and it's organic, and you're with people. If you look in the mirror, people are just smiling. And I have to say, when I come in, it's smile all the time. Now, we didn't say about twinklers, which is the happiest place on earth. If you can't let go there, you just can't let go. These young people do not have self-esteem issues. They just do what they enjoy, and they love being together. So, and then you take it to the next level with privates, which has been so enriching, and truly knowing the staff, even though I work with them, knowing the staff is enriching too. And uh, the relationships that we've built makes it just such a joyful place to be.
That's really a nice conclusion to everything you've laid out. Can you, some of the viewers probably don't know the Twinklers and they don't know the details about who the Twinklers are and how they started. I'll start by telling you how the Twinklers started. The Twinklers started by me being called to do a birthday party, And I came with my computer, and I brought my brother that day because he was available. And we walked into a room full of autistic and people with Down syndrome and some other disabilities that I didn't know. So we jumped in and we did our thing. We did our hour fun dancing class with music and so forth. It was a birthday party, and we sung happy birthday and we left. They called me the week later and they said, "Hey, could you do this every week?" And because of that class, we have now developed, how many did we have in Twinklers last week?
Had probably 20,
20.
not including volunteers. We're growing every week, and the word is getting out in the community.
And so dancing has been the glue that has brought together our Down syndrome and Twinklers, who are other people with disabilities, and most of them are adults, along with mostly senior volunteers, although they're not all seniors, and then the staff and the students of CDD. And that's how NNW got inspired, is because we decided by putting all these 4 generations of groups together that we can down the road service the community through enrichment classes and give the Twinklers, as we have named them, and you can too, we have given the Twinklers the opportunity to be useful in the community and do things. And so that's what Michelle and I are rounding up. And we aspire to have downstairs a laundry room. And I've already told Michelle that it's going to be Hannah's laundry room, because that's one of the things Hannah really loves to do. Michelle, can you please share with our audience the joy and the pleasure that you have experienced? And we know it's not all been roses and rainbows, but share with us the joy and the pleasures that you have gotten from your daughter, Hannah.
First of all, had we known Hannah before we met Hannah, we would have called her Hannah Joy, because she is the joy giver. She really lights up a room. Her self-esteem is so confident, and I attribute that to her dad. Her love of her father and their relationship has made her so secure. From the very beginning, Hannah had a hole in her heart that needed to be repaired at 8 months old. And even then, she was changing lives. Through her little, after her surgery, sitting up with chest tubes, smiling, just so joyful. And that's really been spread throughout her years. And it's interesting to meet adults like her companions who want it to rub off on them, that they may have a time that they just experience that kind of joy. But together, Hannah, when she was small, I was concerned that people were seeing Down syndrome, and Hannah felt like she took my hand and said, "I got you, we can do this." And we've been doing it ever since. Hannah has been successful in all the things that she's tried to accomplish, and we've made sure, to the best of our ability, to provide her an opportunity to be her very best. The idea of no matter what is to, outside of the system, to create an opportunity and place for learning that is safe, that would equip these young people. And they're young because we're their parents. You know, they're like in their 20s and 30s, still young. But to have a place where they can continue education, they can be equipped with skills to go and work in the community, and to have staff that will advocate for them and network in the community to help them find employment, or work with an entrepreneur who creates opportunities in-house, but they have skills and they can be utilized. So, and through Hannah, I met some of the very best families that I never would have met, or we gone on this deep journey without knowing her. It's amazing what you can learn when it's right there. And so she's increased my ability to learn.
Nice.
And
I did not grow up with Hannah, and I know from my experience with the Twinklers from the last 10 years and their friends, because I've met a lot of other Twinklers or soon to be Twinklers, and they have given me the opportunity to implement my skills that I too got from my father of patience and uplifting, edification, because there is no other way to execute a plan with the Twinklers. They don't comprehend any other approach than the one with open arms and loving arms and unconditional acceptance. And this is not for everyone, but I do encourage anyone who maybe needs to work on their patience a hair, or maybe needs to develop their other skills of kindness, or maybe listening skills, or maybe just sitting back instead of jumping to conclusions, perhaps waiting for things to unfold in front of you. That is the master that the mastery that the Twinklers have provided for us. And I really did test this before we did it. I tested it on the dance floor, and that's why Clearwater Dance Depot and NMW are partners hand in hand, because this all started because I was doing a show at the Long Center and I needed to put everyone together. And I didn't know if it was going to work, quite frankly, and it did work. And it was a magical thing to watch the unfolding like a flower of senior individuals who are taking social dancing, intermingle with people with Down syndrome, with their parents and their other family members, and everyone integrating together. Because as you know, music, dancing, and a lot of the other arts have no limits. There are no limits about age. There are no limits about size. There are no limits about your personal belief systems. You know, we can all go together in one little system, and we can enjoy the benefits of dancing and music, and in this case, leading and following. Yeah, that leading and following is an amazing thing, isn't it?
it is. It's life-changing, especially when you're the one in your household who is the administrator person, and to let go feels like you're not doing anything. But when your partner, whichever side it is that has the personality that does the bookkeeping and the bills and all that, whoever it is, when you let go and let the other one, it's so freeing, and it's wonderful. And to speak to the integration of the stars and the Twinklers, I watch transformation of hearts watching these other dancers who have also been in the ballroom realm all these years take to these Twinklers, and it's changing their life. I know that having Hannah has made me a less selfish person. You can't think about yourself. Maybe kids do that in general. I just have one. But I learn from them. I learn from Hannah all the time. I learn for others. I'm more like them than not. And that's also a misconception that people with special needs are so different. They're not. They just have different needs than we do. And there's a lot of lessons to learn. And if you're open to that, it will change your heart and your life. But to see that among the other people who have come to our potlucks where the Twinklers serve and participate, and then they dance together, is beautiful. We could all do that outside of here in general with people.
Yes. Yes.
You know, it's
the leading, following Twinkler they follow every move we lead. If we have an assertive lead, and that's not common, you know, the Michelles of the world usually don't follow like right away. Like they want to know what I'm doing, where I'm going, what's coming next. and you have to kind of trust the process. Well, the twinklers, when you lead them into these, various moves, sometimes intricate moves, they just go with the flow. And it's been a very interesting study for me, because they react based on instinct and what they hear, and they connect with the music before they ask themselves the question, oh, what am I supposed to do? They skip that step. And it's so liberating, because when we don't know what to do as human beings, sometimes we get anxiety. I do too. We all do. But in that case, it works to the advantage, because if I do a double spin, they just go twice.
There's no head.
There's no
in your
interruption.
head.
Yeah, there's no in your head. And also, they don't also go to the mirror and lift up their shirt that day and say, you know what, I'm feeling a little fat in this outfit. They don't do that. And I don't know about you all, but I do it probably more than I should. And it's not an empowering behavior. It's something that I've been wanting to rid myself of my entire life. And I'm learning from my twinklers, you know what? Love what you see today, and don't miss out on the opportunity, because today is the most important day. Now and today are the most important days of the coming up. So we've learned a lot from each other, and we've learned a lot from our twinklers, and we've learned a lot from the integration of the whole entire organization, which is why we're prompting such a wonderful podcast. And in fact, if you would like to be a guest on my podcast, you can contact us on the link that's provided with the YouTube. So, Michelle, can you share one more thing with us? How do you feel about performance?
I really like it. My husband and I were new to ballroom dancing, and Corinne was having a showcase, or it was a little comp thing. And she said, you all will dance. When Corinne says that, you dance. And I got to dance with Jay too. Well, it was just fun. Blair and I aren't looking to compete, but we just like to dance. And if we get it right or we don't get it right, and we look at each other in the eye and smile, and we're in hold, well, that's closer than we've been. To me, it's fun. And, dancing with Jay, that's really exciting. So the blend of learning and someone accomplished, I like it. And I love to watch. The music moves me, and I love to watch others dance too.
So I asked her this question probably about 2 years ago, and I didn't get this. I didn't get this answer. I got, I got that. So
I've evolved.
She didn't even put herself in close to the category of performance. So
But you put me in that dress.
I did.
You said,
I did.
You'll join the formation. It was in June. It was my first season. I hadn't danced with them. She said, and you'll wear this, and it had the back cut out. And I was like, oh. And anyway, I had a lot of fun. I just went with it, and yeah.
So it just goes to show you, whatever part of the journey that you're on in your life, it's never too late to accomplish what it is that you'd like to accomplish. And I truly mean that. And from the dancing is so powerful. And to hear Michelle say that, I kind of, I really like it. I was like, who is this again? Is this the spreadsheet queen that I said earlier? So we'd like to again thank our listeners for tuning in to us. We look forward to bringing Hannah on one of the soon-to-be shows. I'm going to talk to Michelle and see if Hannah would be our guest. And then you can actually put Hannah with her mom and make the connection. So stay tuned, because one of these weeks we'll have Hannah live as one of our twinklers. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you very much.